Back in 1982, after my son was tragically murdered, I remember it was 12 days after his 5th birthday, 3 days before my birthday. It was a Tuesday that we had the funeral at my mother's church. I knew that something in my life had to change. My little 5-year-old son. And I never will forget that day. It's as vivid in my memory as if it were yesterday. So I knew if I called my mother, she would tell me the real deal. And so I called my mother, and now Mom's on the other end of the line. And we talked for 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes. I don't know, I was lost in time back then. And then all of a sudden, there was this cold, still silence. I had to know. And I said, Mom. And she said, what's that, baby? And I started to laugh. That was me trying to mask what was really going on. And I said, you know, these people are these fools down here is trying to tell me that my baby is dead. And on the other end of the line, I could hear her voice. I said, Mom, you gotta tell me that this is not true. And then she broke down. And she started crying. And she says, baby, I'm so sorry. Your son, my grandson, is dead. All of my hopes, all of my dreams were destroyed in an instant. So when people ask me, Dennis, why do you do what you do? Why do you go all over the country to talk to young people about the choices that they make? The answer is pretty simple and clear cut to me. It's because I want little Dennis to know that his daddy loves him all the time too. Just like I know that your parents love you and they want you to do the right thing.
Even a dummy can figure out, if you drink and drive, everybody loses.
Teams of high school students were greeted by the crash test dummies as they entered the Castine Center to begin a day of learning and sharing information about safe driving for teens. The day began with a question and answer session where teens were able to participate in an interactive real-time survey on the dangers of driving. A presentation by Dennis Mitchell, a nationally recognized speaker, then shared his personal experience about the loss of his own child. Mr. Mitchell also lectured about the importance of empowering students with a sense of responsibility for their actions. Mr. Mitchell left the students with 4 important lessons.
Number 1, don't drink and drive. We know my son was killed by an impaired driver. And so that also always will be number 1 with me. Number 2, follow the rules of the road. The life that you say may be your own. Number 3, which is buckle up. And number 4, always let your loved ones know how you feel about them, because you never can tell when it'll be your last time.
I'm glad that I had the opportunity to meet Dennis at a young age, and I'm thankful for what he went through. Now that sounds a little absurd, perhaps, But I'm thankful in that he would not have been able to enlighten so many young people and point them in a positive direction had he not gone through the crisis that he went through. And when he talked to our young people at youth camp every year, he comes out and he shares with them concerning the choices that they make.
Last year when I heard Dennis Mitchell speak at our youth leadership, I looked around and I saw the faces light up on all of my friends in my class. And I realized that what we were listening to was really making an impact on all of our lives.
We chose to give a Lifetime Achievement Award to Dennis Mitchell. He has inspired all of the classes that we've had, and he is just a wonderful person, and we all learned a great deal. Dennis Mitchell, please come and accept your award.
Where's all the paparazzi when you need them?
Educated mind is the key to what you need. A positive attitude will help you to succeed. Like my homie Dennis Mitchell who corrected his mistakes. The choice to do right is the difference that it makes.